106 miles Chicago, gotta get there for dawn. Come on now, brother, you won't ride along. 106 miles, baby, I hope you got some stories to tell. 106 miles. Yo, what's up? It's your boy Alfie King. Come in. Get comfortable. I'm not comfortable right now because I'm trying to do like a side action thing if you're watching on the camera. Got my guitar with me today. We're inside the house today, so we're going to do a little quick one for you, but this guitar has nothing but grown on me. It's amazing. And I mean, I'm just using like a Helix copy of a Blues Deluxe. No pedals, just like a spring reverb and a plate reverb. And I mean, this is the, what do you call it? In between pickups with the two, middle position. It's mad, man. And it kind of, it just gives you ideas, man. Anyway, man, madness. So how y'all doing? I'm just going to put this down to one side for 1 minute. I'm here with you people. I'm sorry. I was somewhere else there for a second. The guitar took me somewhere else. So, how's it going? Apologies I didn't do last week. To be honest, the world got a bit much for me. Work's ridiculous. I'm sure work's crazy for everybody. But it just got to a point of like, I just can't. I didn't have the time. I always have the time. But I was kind of like, Andrew said an interesting thing to me where people have what's called spoons, which is like a term, a way of gauging how much sort of mental fortitude you have, I imagine, to be able to put up with certain things, or not put up with things, but like I just know when I'm super stressed and tired that I snap really quickly, or that I just haven't got the same things get me upset quicker and stuff like that. And anywho, it kind of got to a point where I was like, I just need to reset for a second, you know? So I had to take a week off, which I'm going to try not to do in the future. Man, let me just put this little... There you go. Sorry, it's getting some pops. Yeah, I had to take a little breather and just kind of work out what I was doing, where I was going with different things, and try and work out a way to cope with the stress. And this leads me to my first thing, which is the gym, baby. Get some gym action for you. It's been great. In the past, I always kind of hyped the caffeine, didn't really get enough sleep, all that kind of stuff. And it was just, I got stronger. I looked really good. I was happy with how I looked, but I'd always hit plateaus or injure myself, or I don't know, and it kind of seems evident. I'm only 4 weeks in, so what do I know? But it feels like I didn't eat correctly enough, I didn't sleep enough, and I didn't do like maintenance work. I mean, don't get me wrong, one thing I'm really bad for is stretching, mobility, and recuperation on things. I'm trying to get better, but I'm also trying to write an album and do a million other things. So we're just trying to make it do what it do, baby. So in my rest days. So anybody who hasn't been in this kind of thing. So fitness is a big part of my life. I know some people like music to just be music stuff, and this is like you're on the ground level with me right now. So this is what this is about for me. It's kind of things that interest me in my life, right? You're on this journey with me through all this madness, and exercise and fitness is one of those things. So I hope that you're into it too. Now, I've been doing the Kino body thing, like I was saying, been lifting 3 days a week. And then the days where you don't lift, you either do, I think it's 10,000 or 15,000 steps, which is about an hour and a half, 2 hours of walking a day, which you can split up to like half hour in the morning, half hour at lunch, half hour in the evening. Ain't that bad after after dinner, you go for a walk. And 3 lift days. And then, and then on the days, if you don't do the walking on the rest days, which are in between, or you can do more of the weekend if you want as well, which is good. You can do interval training on a treadmill. So you kind of walk at 1 degree or whatever, and then after a few minutes, I mean, he's got blogs on this and stuff, and you start going up degree until you get to 10. You want to kill yourself, and you come down, and then you do intervals where you go up and down and up and down, up and down. You kind of do this for 40 minutes, and it gets the sweat going. If you ain't got time to do the steps or whatever, you're flying that day, or I don't know, wherever you crazy, I was going to say Neapolitan. Metropolitan, eat some kind of ice cream, whatever y'all doing, that it helps just get it in. So on those rest days, I'll do that, and then I'll do 15 minutes of skipping intervals as well, just try and get some of that cardio back. Because whenever I used to go running, I just always end up injuring myself. I don't know if it's the same with you guys. My form was off or something. I just never got on with it, and I would run this is an interesting thing when it comes to fitness: is ego and fitness, and I'm letting you in on the inner workings of the Alfie King mind. It was like, I want to tell you right now that I'm like, yeah, man, I used to run 5 miles every morning, and I did, and he used to nearly kill me, and I was proud of myself for doing it. But then you get this whole kind of like, I shouldn't boast about that kind of stuff. I don't know, you get I have this voice in my head saying that. But I have this need to want to tell people that I was capable of that, like the proving myself thing. It's weird. And it's the same with, I uploaded some Instagram videos, if you follow an Instagram feed. So I was told that sometimes I say different links or whatever, and I'm like, yeah, man, just check it out on this and this, and I don't say the links right. So I'm going to try and be better with my links. So hello, I'm Alfie King. If you watch that, you'll get the kind of day-to-day. I'm going to try and do some more noodling for you, more music stuff. And you'll get like the morning fitness things. So I'm trying to just post little clips of me working out and all the rest of it, because I enjoy watching other people do that. And like I say, I had this kind of inherent need for my ego, my own personal insecurity, to like post the heaviest set that I did that day. And then I was doing like stiff leg deadlifts and I filmed the first set just to be like, let's just film the first one just to get one in. And then I was like, right, now I'm doing a heavy set, the last set. And this gigantic man, and I mean like the mountain, came in, and he was like just not super jacked, but he was like well built, and I was like, okay. And it's, I mean, this is right. So why I say that is because he used the rack next to me, and that was my coat was kind of in that space, and that was propping my camera up for my phone, and this is something that I was just like, I'm just gonna move that for you because you don't need that in the way. So I didn't film that set, but I had this inherent need to want to like say like, oh, that was my warm up set or my first set. That wasn't it's weird, isn't it? And it's like, I wanted to tell you now. So that's a whole kind of thing that I'm trying to address, and just be like, just let go, man. Who gives a fuck? Just let go and just post what you post. If it's the first set or the last set, it doesn't matter. And also that leads me on to the next point, which is anybody who's nervous about going to the gym, everybody starts in the same place. And I kind of see myself as like an advanced beginner, although I've been going to the gym, since I was like, properly since I was about 22, 23, on and off each year, and I feel confident in what I'm doing, although I know my form's probably fucked, but whatever. But I know my body and I'm happy with things. And you see people in there who are obviously nervous or whatever, and that does go with time. But what I'm trying to say is that it's not the time in the gym. Sorry, it's not the amount of weight you move in the gym. It's the fact that you're in the gym. If that's something that you want to do and you're nervous about doing and you get there. And anybody who goes to the gym and doesn't know what they're doing, just get a plan. Just get a plan. There's ones online that are free. You can get the Kino Body movie style workout, like I keep preaching, not sponsored, which works really well for me. But go in there with a plan and know what you're going to be doing. And even I used to go super early, like at 4 a.m, 5 a.m, when they were 24 hours. And I'd love to do it now, but we can't because of COVID. But I'd sit and watch a video. I'd watch the videos the night before to kind of know what I was doing. But then I'd in the rest sets, I'd sit and watch it again and like just be like, oh, just who gives a fuck? Because guess what? Everybody else in the gym who's doing a movement has probably learned it from a video now anyway. I think I always felt bad about it in the past because there were some people who learn either through school or uni or like a sports team or going for coaching, which is another thing. If you're not sure about lifting weights, go and get a personal coach for 2 months, 3 months, 4 months and just learn how to do the movements. It's such a good investment. And if you're worried about getting locked into something or whatever, just go to a gym, join it, get some lessons for 6 months. If you don't like the trainer or he isn't working for you anymore, just say, look, man, I just need a bit of space or whatever. And then, do you know what I mean? And then just don't have the trainer anymore. Or say, look, man, I'm swapping gyms for whatever reason, X, Y, and Z. And then go to another gym. Like it doesn't. And for the rest of your life, you'll know, right, I know how to squat. I know how to deadlift. I know how to do that. You know what I mean? You get that. And for me, I never really did that route of actually going and asking a professional for help. I just watched like millions and millions and millions of YouTube videos. And I mean, I'm sure I've snapped some shit up before and hurt myself, but I've come out okay. I had a couple of hernias, but they're more family than anything. And they weren't done in the gym. But what I'm trying to say is that people in the gym probably don't even acknowledge that you're there. To an extent, everybody feels like they're stupid, like they're being stupid. Like I feel like I'm being stupid when I was doing like the single leg Bulgarian split squats. I'm like, people must think I'm a fucking moron. Why aren't you just going and doing a squat like a normal person? But everybody has their own little thing, their own little way. Nobody cares, and you just do you, boo. Fuck everybody else. And again, who am I to judge other people? But if I see somebody who looks like they haven't been to the gym much or whatever, and they're in there and they're putting in the work and all the rest of it, then fucking I'm happy. They can have the... I know some people are like, what are you doing on that bench? Get off that bench. Like, let proper people use it or whatever. But if the person's in there and they're trying their fucking hardest and they're doing their thing, I'm like, fucking A, they have as much right to use, so go fuck yourself. But anyway, my gym's fucking lovely and I love going to where I go because everybody's nice and all the rest of it. So that's that. So on the Instagram, I give a little daily little feed, might do a little what's what, you know, all that kind of stuff. And we go from there. So moving on from that, Lana Banana news. My little girl, Lana Banana, the cat, the kitten cat, you know, went in and got spayed. And we've been waiting a long time, man. It's been a long time. COVID shut that shit down. We had to wait another 3 months. And she went and dropped her off and she, you know, whatever. And when I went there, they give you this fucking list, right? I couldn't believe it. So I was like, how much is the spay? Because I got the insurance with them and whatever. And it's all kind of in one bundle. And they're like, oh, £78 or £79. And I was like, sweet. And then I go down there and they're just like, and I have no kids that I know of. So I've never had to do anything responsible in my life. And they're just like, oh, Mr. Richardson, can you have a read through this list? And I was like, okay. And just sign off anything that you want done. And I was like, what the fuck? And I was reading through this list and it was like, you can get the blood test, the test for diseases. You can get them to look at her teeth, extract any teeth that need extracting. What else do they fucking have? There was loads of odd things. It was like, get her anal gland checked. I was like, she's coming just to get her to be neutered. She doesn't, what is all this? And then there was like, oh, if you want, you can have this other injection, these fluids, this IV that helps stabilize her blood while she's in the operation. So she takes the anesthetic better and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, oh my God. So now I have to pick, like, do I want less chance of my cat dying whilst having her first operation with anesthetic that she's never had? It says, like, is she allergic to anesthetic? I was like, I don't fucking know. I bought her off of, like, a fucking person a year ago. Maybe I'm a terrible person, but anyway. And so it got to the point that I was like, I could easily have spent 500 quid in there if I'd really wanted to. But I was like, I don't think, and you're kind of just put in the position, right? Because it's just, you're there and now, and they're about to take her in. I was like, I don't think she has any infectious diseases. I don't think her teeth are growing in backwards. But I was like, fine, I'll do the IV. Because and the thing was, I was talking to people afterwards, and they're like, you're a fucking moron. She's a brand new cat. Like, she'll take anaesthetic fine. That's for like the old cats. And I was like, I didn't know. But it's supposed to help their recovery and all the rest of it. So I was like, fine, I'll do that. Paid that. And because I was really worried that I didn't want anything bad to happen to her. But anyway, and then when I went and picked her up, I was like, where's the rest of my cat? Because they like showed me the thing. They were like, yeah, we took out the ovaries, the fallopian tube, some other bits. And I was like, what the fuck? I just thought they'd like chop the tube and like tie them up. I was like, my cat feels physically lighter now. Like, you've taken so much out of this poor girl. And she was like, well fucked up. And part of me was like, this is why I didn't let you check the anal glands, because God knows what would have happened. And anyway, so I brought her home, and she was all kind of like fucked up and like had this big blue bandage on her arm. And anybody who's had a cat, which is probably most of you, are probably like, yeah, we know, you dumb fuck, just get on with it. But she looked so dozy and out of it. I was like, oh, Lana. And she wasn't sleepy. She was more like just confused. And she was trying to lick her stitches and do all of this. And I was reading the paperwork. And when I went to pick her up, they fucked up the time I was supposed to pick her up. So I went to go get her, and they're like, you're late. And I was like, not late. And it was a whole fucking thing. And then I ended up doing my consultation, like, just in the reception. And they didn't tell me, like, don't let her lick her stitches. I just read the paperwork afterwards. And I was like, sat at home at like 9 p.m, being like, Lana, don't lick your stitches. And then I was reading the paperwork, and it was like, yeah, you might need to get a cone if you do this and do that. I was like, why didn't you tell me that when I was in the vets? And then I could have gone and got a cone and just bought one in case. Just in case. But I did not have that option. And I just stayed up, like, trying to keep her awake, playing with her so she didn't lick her stitches, which I knew was pointless because I was just going to fucking pass out, which I did. And woke up in the morning, and it was like the blue bandage was off. I have no idea how she did it. I think she just licked it all night until she ripped it off. She was supposed to keep that on for a day or two. And then, I don't know, I asked my nan today, I was like, how she's been? And she said, no, she hasn't licked her stitches. It's fine. And maybe I'm just over the fucking top. I don't fucking know. But she seems a lot better now, and she's been jumping around, and like, I have a big light above there, and she like jumped onto that kamikaze and knocked everything over earlier, and that was fucking great. So she's fine. She's doing fine now. But so that's kind of been going on right now. So not very rock and roll at the moment, but I hear my one bit of like TikTokness that I've got for you is that supposedly, and I saw this on Instagram actually, but supposedly time travelers from the future have come back and said that man are going to find a planet just like Earth, identical to Earth, and it's going to be reported this weekend. So if you're seeing this, I'm just saying I called it first, and this is where you got it from. But theoretically, there's supposed to be this thing where they tell us about this shit tomorrow, the weekend. Who knows? I'm sure this isn't going to happen. Fucking hell. But anyway, Moldavite news, Moldavite. The dreams are still wild. I'm dreaming about nuclear bombs flying overhead, like giant missiles the size of skyscrapers and exploding, everybody dying. I'm dreaming of just wild shit every night. Last night I was dreaming that I think I was working out with Action. No, I was hanging out with Action Bronson, my man Action, and we were talking about like, and another lady who was another lady rapper, but wasn't like, it wasn't Little Kim or anything, it wasn't anyone famous. But she was telling me, like, we were trying to talk about rapping and not that I can rap, but I was talking about like meterage in music and where the meter goes and stuff, and like the count, like how you count syllables and things. And then Action Bronson was trying to like teach me about it. It was so weird. So yeah, and as far as crazy stuff going on, I mean, work is nothing but a constant crazy battle. I mean, I bought some Doge. I flipped the coin. I flipped the Doge coin. What up? And I was like, fine, I'm just going to buy some Doge. I think looking at what's going on, not financial advice, that I was like, Elon's going on Saturday Night Live at the weekend. It had a bit of a pump before. Well, I had a big jump. I thought I'm going to get in on the ride. And so far, it's been going up. It's been going up and up and up and up and up. And then took a dip today, and I was a bit like, oh, fuck, because it's such a risky fucking gamble, man. And I also heard that Amazon are on about taking it on as a payment term, because at first I was like, it's what you call a shit coin, or like, although it's a very large altcoin, theoretically it can be inflated, they can make more of it, it can just lose its value tomorrow. I was like, it's not like Bitcoin that has a finite amount, it's not got a use like it's not like Ripple, which is supposed to be like, it has a use to it, which is super quick transaction and stuff like that. Although I know Ripple's supposed to be bad as well, XRP. But I was kind of like, Amazon might take it on. I knew that Egg, which is an American like electronics company or something, is now taking Doge payment. And like the not the Yankees. Anyway, there's some football stadiums and stuff that are taking it. And I saw another baseball team that have taken it. And I was just like, fuck. So the money I was going to put to Bitcoin this month, I was like, fuck it, and just put it into Doge. And it's gone through, well, not through the roof, but I'm now in this position of like, if it was just Elon pumping it, Saturday Night Live, as soon as he finishes his sketch, I'll just sell all my Doge and put it into either a stable coin, which is like, you get USDT and stuff like that, which is, so say you buy Doge and then it goes through the roof and you want to sell it, but you don't want to sell it for cash because you get taxed. Not financial advice. You don't want to sell it for like Bitcoin in case Bitcoin then drops as well, because you never know. So theoretically, you can swap it to a stable coin, which is supposed to track like one coin is worth $1, that kind of thing. And then when you're ready to reinvest it in something else, you can just move your USD stable coin into whatever fucking Sarah and the fucking magic bubble machine coin or whatever you're looking at. So that's kind of, I'm kind of on the fence of, if it was just that Elon was pumping it, I would just sell it on Saturday when Saturday SNL was done. But because of these institutions taking it, I'm like, fuck, this could be the jump where, like, imagine if he does that and then in order for Amazon to be like, nah, we're one up, they're like, yeah, we're taking on Doge like the next day, and then it goes through the fucking roof. I don't know. So I'll keep you posted on that shit. Moving on from that, met up with the boys for some beers on Saturday night. It was awesome. Was talking about kind of trying to structure the podcast a bit more, have ideas, you know, maybe come in with a little segment of me teaching you some stuff, and maybe build like more of a segment show, maybe, of me just filming little things in the week instead of trying to rush it all in one go if I don't have a guest, which we're going to start booking, because soon, as long as things go right, I can actually talk to people in a room, because I was really trying not to do the Zoom thing. Because I really want to get conversational videos of, you know, people on, you know, with other people, and it's so close, man. Music, I've recorded a little something for you at the end of this video. I've already done it, so I know it's going to happen. It is a new song, but it's kind of a work in progress, jammy kind of thing. But it's playing the Red Fire, so you can hear some of that. This weekend, I'm going to go and rent out a studio in London called Pirate Studios, which are an awesome, if you just want to, like, I don't want to fucking talk to anyone, I don't want to see anyone, I just want to fucking book a thing, get a code, turn up at a place. That's Pirate. You go on the website, you book it, you turn up, you can get, not a sponsor, you can get like DJ rooms, you can get production rooms, you can get live rooms, so like where a band are, you can even get band rooms with cymbals and stuff. You go on their website, they've got places all over the world, and you can just book it and pay for it. You can go 24 hours a day, blah, blah, blah. Now, I'm thinking I might book a production room, which is like a little studio room with a vocal booth and stuff, so I can work on some proper, like, not proper, but like have like a songwriting session with myself, opposed to having a band rehearsal. But I mean, who knows? I might change my mind and see what Pete and Louis are doing and go for a jam to work on some new material, because you can be distance in there and you're allowed, I think you might have to wear a mask. I don't know, but I think we're okay to do it. And get some music flowing, baby. Because one thing that got me, man, this is the other thing. You go through spirals. There are times where I'm like, I'm the best fucking songwriter in the world. I can do whatever I want. And then you go through spirals where you're like, I'm terrible. I don't know what I'm doing. And I think this is all musicians, man. And I kind of lost. I was like, I can't think of anything to play on guitar that is original, blah, blah, blah. And then it dawned on me. I was like, you haven't learned anything in ages. And it's funny, but it happens to me all the time. I went and watched some blues rhythm videos on YouTube and got like an idea for a new rhythm, and it was, this is the great thing. Yeah. If I film early enough to do it at home, I'm not as animated because I will keep it down, but I get to play some Red Fire for y'all. So the thing I learned on the internet was something like, something like that. But the thing was, so here you're on what's called the one. I'll do a proper blues video for you one day. But this is like the tonic note or chord. And what I would always do is be like, something like that. But the whole kind of going to the A chord, it's hard not to play the rhythm that I came up with, but I was like, oh cool, so we can do something different. So like, you know, and then this was like something I already had from an old, you know. So is that kind of like that little spark of something then made me be like, oh wait, I can throw this other stuff in like I already had, you know. And then you get other stuff which is like Muddy Water stuff, which you don't play like chords like oh, that's a rhythm shape, but you know, or you don't play like chords like, which is fine. I mean, and I write stuff like that all the time, but is that like, that's catfish. Like, I wish I was a catfish, swimming in a whoa deep blue sea, you know. I love that shit. Or you get like Howlin' Wolf. I learned some cool thing. Learned that little bend the other day. It was pretty cool. But yeah, I love that. Oh, smokestack of lightning. You know, but again, that's kind of that one. That's what I love, but I find it so hard to write. Or it's the one chord, you know, Buddy Guy, or even it's Ray Charles. Then it goes into you know, so anyway, but that stuff is what I'm more into, but I find it harder to write. But there we go. I kind of wrote a it's been 8 days now since I'm walking on past your door. It's been 8 days now, but I can't hold much more. Let me love you. I'm walking at the door. Can't remember the words. You know, instead of just being like, which it's great fun, I love it, but for me it's more the melodic rhythm stuff, like, and you can do like, and don't get me wrong, loads of my music is that kind of Stevie Ray Vaughan or like. Love that lick, man. I learned this lick the other day. It took me years to fucking. If you're Stevie Ray Vaughan people, so if you're in first position, right, they're the top 3 strings, but instead of going, you go. So that's like 1 fret down, and that's normally on the 1. So like, Ah. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so yeah, so music for me has been a bit tough at the moment, but hey, that's the whole thing about just getting on with it, y'all. And that's the thing with the discipline with the gym, that I know that every time I go to the gym, it's not perfect, but I just turn up and I do it. And that's the great thing about it, is that once you kind of have the idea down of what you're trying to do, you just repeat, and that's what I'm trying to learn with songwriting stuff, and it's coming, like these tools, these ideas. Don't just say what's happening, show what's happening, instead of being like, I was so sad when you left me. And don't get me wrong, nothing wrong with telling, but it's just mixing it up. And it's like, I don't know, man, think of metaphors or things that are similar to like, my eyes still haven't dried, and I still taste you on my lips. I wonder why I ever did to end up like this. So you see, and I literally just made that shit up. So you're saying like, my eyes haven't dried. That's like a feeling, things, touch, feeling. Eyes haven't dried. I still taste you on my lips. Taste is a taste. It's another sense. How did I ever mess up this bad to end up like this? And then that's a thought at the end. So you kind of like sense, thought. And there are different patterns and different ways you can do it. You can start off with I'm alone again at 2 a.m. The wind is cold on my back. Can't see no friends. And there you go. We've done a thought, and then we've done a feeling, because it's cold, and like being cold outside and all that. That's kind of like being stranded and alone. I ain't got no friends. I'm telling you, I ain't got no friends. But if I just tell you, it's boring. It's like when you read a book. You're in the story, because it doesn't just tell you, it shows you like that stuff. Right, that leads me on to the next thing. The book. I had such a good run, didn't I? Thought I was Mr. fucking novelist over here, and I haven't written a damn word since. I'm going to try and focus and get that done. Maybe not tonight, because I'm going to upload this in a bit, but hey-ho. So hopefully next week we kind of focus a bit more and get shit done. But I ain't going to give you everything's rosy and everything's whatever. We're tired, man. Pushing through some shit. But don't worry. Right, anyway, I'm going to leave y'all to it. This is going to be a little short one this week. Shorter. And next week, hopefully have some new studio music for you, little demos to kind of listen to. We're going to give you an update on just how everything's going, how the gym's going, how the book's going, how Lana's going. Hopefully have like some more. I'm trying to do some more social media content for y'all, because I hear that people like watching guitar videos on Instagram, and that'll be me just playing lines like I just fucking bashed like a moron. And yeah, man. So I've been Alfie King. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you've been comfortable. I hope I told you to be comfortable, because I was already fucked up. If you're in the Doge game, I hope the Doge treats you well, and I'll tell you if I fucking fucked it all up next week. All right, y'all. I've already played myself out, so I'm going to play myself out. It's your boy. Peace. Sit down, have a drink. My heart picks up speed. Her glassy eyes smile. And me with me. Oh, this is bad. Oh, this gonna be real bad. I've been around the block before. I know what's in store. It's not you, it's me. Like old poetry. Just remember one thing, babe. We'll always have Frisco. We'll always have Frisco. I say, baby, don't cry. I'll wipe your tears. Remember that time we spent our New Year's out in Frisco. Baby, in Frisco. I know I gotta go. I ain't gonna say no. Just say one thing, baby. Just remember in Frisco. Remember us in Frisco. So there you go. It's a little something I'm working on. So we kind of got a verse there and a chorus idea, and see if in next week's episode I can kind of help polish that off and, what up, see what's up. So thank you for listening to the podcast, and my name's Alfie King, and I hope y'all been comfortable. See you later, everybody. 106 miles Chicago, gotta get there for dawn. Come on now, brother, you won't ride alone. 106 miles, baby, I hope you got some stories to tell. 106 miles.